This is Valley News Live at 10.
Changes are coming to the way Fargo handles people who park their vehicles on the street during large snow events.
A new ordinance is in the works saying that's a no-no. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly looked into how this might impact you, and she joins us now in the studio. Katie?
Mike, Andrea, Public Works Director Ben Dow wants changes to the current law that would not allow parking on neighborhood streets after 4 or more inches of snow have fallen. The purpose is to make room for city plows to clean up the snowy mess more easily. Dow says it comes down to efficiency and cost. He says when they have to plow around parked cars, it drastically slows them down. And he says they are spending double the time clearing the roads.
One complaint is when we go around a car, we tend to leave a big windrow across the driveway because we carry it around the car. So that'll help and eliminate that for the property owner. The other thing we face is we have to go back and do callbacks because that ridge is left there. So we want to plow the streets one time and be done and not keep going back and chasing parked cars and chasing parked cars.
Right now, the talk is that the fine would be set at $150. Unless there's a lot of pushback during public hearings next month, the stepped-up law would be implemented in February. And given the amount of snowfall we get then, there's plenty of room for some folks to run into trouble if they don't find another place to park. You might want to start looking now. Mike?
All right, thanks, Katie. Good advice. This would not impact downtown Fargo. It's covered under different regulations. Now, some of you might not agree with the city. You can go to our Valley News Live Facebook page and join the conversation.
Hundreds attended a funeral at Perham High School for a Minnesota soldier who died in a military training. Charles Nord was killed nearly 2 weeks ago near St. Cloud when the helicopter he was piloting crashed. Nord's funeral was the last of 3 soldiers killed in that crash.
But the fact is the training that we do is dangerous in nature, and sometimes these things happen. And it's very unfortunate and very tragic for everyone.
The Minnesota Army National Guard continues to investigate the crash. Nord, who was 30, leaves behind a wife, a daughter, and an unborn son.
Devil's Lake is the first city in North Dakota to raise the legal vaping age from 18 to 21. Some groups are optimistic that it might create momentum throughout the rest of the state. According to the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, e-cig users are 30% more likely to develop a chronic lung disease. With Congress trying to increase the age to buy vaping products to 21, North Dakota could be on pace to make a move of its own. Anti-tobacco organizations are calling for more cities in the state to follow Devil's Lake's lead.
It makes me hopeful that alongside other tobacco prevention policy work, that something like this could be utilized to supplement how we attempt to reduce our youth initiation rates in North Dakota.
Just over 2,400 people have been hospitalized for vaping-related lung injuries. Over 50% of those hospitalized are under the age of 24.
North Dakota's Secretary of State has approved a group's petition to legalize the possession of up to 2 ounces of marijuana for people over 21. It would also create a 10% tax on sales, allow municipalities to decide if they want to allow shops, and allow courts to seal old misdemeanor marijuana charges. To make it on the November general election ballot, organizers would need to gather more than 13,000 signatures by July 6th.
Cabin owners in Otter Tail County could be seeing a change in their taxes later this month. Some Minnesota cabin and vacation property owners will receive letters this month posing questions that could carry substantial tax ramifications. The outcomes could include bumping the owner's land into a pricier commercial classification. Property owners are asked to list the number of days they personally stay at a property under a penalty of law for making any false statements. It also requires them to inventory the number of nights other people rent it for brief getaways.
North Dakota has the 12th highest suicide mortality rate in the country, according to the CDC. Congress is working on the creation of a new national suicide prevention lifeline. The current line is 1-800-277-TALK, but lawmakers are looking to change it to 988. Lawmakers and medical professionals say changing it to a 3-digit number will increase its effectiveness, adding that it should be a household number.
Suicide prevention stakeholders, partners, and survivors, attempt survivors, loss survivors, all really feel that this is a great move. It is easier to remember a 3-digit number.
Just last week, the FCC voted to support the change. However, it is important to note that 988 is not an active number, and those seeking help should continue to use the current number, 1-800-277-TALK.
For many of you, the rush is on to get holiday shopping done. It often leads to shoppers racing through stores to try and grab the hottest gifts. Some stores provide specialized help. At West Acres, for example, they have what's called a personalized gift guide system. Message them through Instagram with who you're shopping for and what they like. Someone will walk into the stores for you and pick out the perfect gift.
A lot of people are looking for local items, whether it's food, metal, art, beverage. There's a lot of fine things in our store.
Other popular gifts include iPhones and Androids. To learn more about West Acres' personal gift guide service, you can go to our website at valleynewslive.com. Holiday shopping deadlines are also posted there. It's something we see after Christmas, streets lined with trash, cans overflowing with boxes and wrapping paper.
Tonight we're learning some easy tricks to help cut back on all that holiday trash. Here's Heidi Wigdahl.
During the season of giving, many are rethinking how they give.
Most wrapping papers have foil and glitter, and all of that is not recyclable. So we recommend, just trying to stick to normal, everyday paper that we know is recyclable if we can. The general rule is if it's kind of matte, and when you crinkle it up, it holds its shape.
Mallory Anderson, a waste reduction and recycling specialist at Hennepin County, says consider using old newspaper, a nice box, or a reusable tin.
What we did here is we just wrapped a box with a map.
Ribbons and bows can be reused. Also, find old boxes for odd-shaped presents.
This is a great alternative to bags and wrapping paper, is to use kind of a fun cloth or bag.
And surveys are showing that people would welcome different kinds of gifts. Accenture found that nearly half of the people they surveyed would consider giving secondhand clothing, and even more would welcome gifts of this kind for themselves. In a different survey by Mintel, 50% said they prefer experience gifts over presents.
We all have hobbies and activities we enjoy doing, and some of those hobbies and activities, especially in Minnesota, they can start to add up. So ski rental, ski passes, all of those sorts of things are something you can give to people.
Other ideas, tickets to concerts, games, or gift cards for massages or a fitness class.
With kids, kind of setting their expectations is really helpful too, and that's for all family, and talking about, what the day's about.
A few ways to cut down on holiday waste.
Even with recyclable paper, tape should be removed and it should be flattened to help it go through the recycling process.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
Not a bad way to start out the work week with temperatures that are still climbing for some of us into the 10 o'clock hour. 23 your temperature at Hector. Feels like 13 with about a 10-mile-per-hour wind. It's from the southwest. Right now, I'll look around, but first, a gorgeous setting sun today as that sun dipped down in the southwestern sky to cap off a great start to the work week temperature-wise. Now, we have some hurdles to get through. Tonight's temperatures have warmed into parts of western and central Minnesota from the teens into the 20s as well. 21 now in Bemidji and 18 in Fergus Falls, 19 Gwinner, and 25 in Valley City and in Grand Forks. There is a little bit of snow shower activity showing up from time to time, moving in from our neighbors to the north, Canada. As some colder air punches down tonight, isolated light snow showers will be possible, while severe weather continues through the Gulf Coast states after an outbreak of tornadoes there today and snow from St. Louis through the mid-Atlantic states. Still, even into the late night hours, active tornado warnings just south of the Birmingham area as severe weather continues to march eastward through the Gulf Coast. Here is a look now at your hour-by-hour forecast. Temperatures will stay steady for the next little bit, but as we go through the deep overnight, notice this surge of clouds from Canada. Those will press down as a cool air mass will start working its way south. Some of us could see some light showers of snow overnight and into the morning. Shouldn't amount to much more than a trace, but it could certainly add to the slippery factor on roads. Be prepared for that. Another thing to keep in mind, Tuesday morning when you wake up and see these temperatures on your car's thermometer, get used to them because we're going to see them hover at about this value throughout the entirety of the day. Some of us having our highs at midnight tonight where it's in the 20s. So yeah, not a bad idea to go walk the pigeon as we head into the night hours. Now, by midday tomorrow, already below zero along the international border. That cold air sliding all the way south. Still mild, though, in the far southern counties out to our west. And as we go toward the afternoon, the sub-zero air starts diving in on your drive home in places like Red Lake Falls, Thief River Falls, Grand Forks, and even Fargo-Moorhead will notice considerably colder air heading our way. As we head towards the 10 at 10 tomorrow night, temperatures will be in the teens below, and that means a very frigid night is expected. Here is a look at your hour-by-hour forecast for Fargo. 8-degree day to start out. We could have an isolated flurry in the morning. We'll see some peaks of sun tomorrow, but those north winds at around 10 to 15 miles per hour will keep it wind chilly throughout the day. Temperatures start falling as we get into your drive time home, and then we're on our way to sub-zero readings for the nighttime hours. Here is a look at a snapshot of your hometown's weather for tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock after school in Thief River, 2 below in Grand Forks as well, 12 down in Oaks and in Gwinner, 11 for Fergus Falls and in Bemidji. Babe the Blue Ox says not too bad at 4 degrees, but temperatures will be diving down. Now, cold air mass heading our way. An Arctic blast will be right over us tomorrow night and into Wednesday morning. After that, we start to modify with the blue colors working their way in. Notice the pinks, they're out of here. And by Saturday, we will have a shot at some 30-degree weather and, dare I say, maybe even a 40-degree weather temperature in parts of southwestern North Dakota. We stay mild and we stay quiet all the way through the Christmas holiday, the way things are looking now. Jake captured this beautiful shot north of Fargo at Nora Lutheran Church. There's the church, and just look at those sundogs above the skies. Thanks for your photos uploaded. All right, the next couple of days, temperatures peak at 12 on the Wednesday afternoon forecast. Thursday and Friday, we break the 20s. And after that, how about Saturday at 30 degrees? And then, Mike, on Sunday, we'll expect more daylight hours. I won't ask you why, but actually, days start growing a little bit more sunlight each day.
Is it because the Earth and the sun, it's higher in the sky?
Yeah, the Earth's tilt on its axis means that sun is going to be directly over the Tropic of Cancer in the southern hemisphere, and it'll be heading our way now. So a little more daylight each day.
Good.
And this reminder, Hutch, the Bison football team will be at home this weekend, yes, competing against the Montana State Bobcats. The game starts at 1, live from the Fargo Dome, and you can watch it on ESPN2. Also, don't forget to tune in for the Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show at noon on KVLY. And then at 10:30 Sunday morning, you can catch the Coaches Show with Matt Entz on KX4.
Later on Valley News Live 10 at 10, the grounded jetliner involved in 2 deadly crashes now faces news that might impact all of the airline industry.